Hello. So, part 2. Here, this one is called Evaluate Piecewise Functions. So, just like I did in that example from Desmos, we're going to be looking at different parts and seeing what are the values. So, f of -1. Now, we need to look on here. Which part can we look on when it equals -1? Well, that's this one down here. So if x is -1, then f of x is just -6. When f is 0, okay, so I need to see when does x equal 0. Well, it's right here, so it must just be 4. Well, it's pretty simple. And then they're explaining why, and they show the graph that here's the function, and there's a hole. It jumps up. Here we go, next one. When f is 4, or when x is 4, what happens? Well, is 4 less than 1? Nope. Is 4 equal to 1? Nope. Is 4 bigger than 1? Yep. So that's where we're looking. And the answer is f of x would be 6 when x is 4. F of 2. Is 2 less than -3? Nope. Is it between -3 and 2? Ooh, yes it is. And we have to be careful here. I see a 2 twice. But remember, we're asking when does it equal to? Well, it does not equal it here. This is a less than or equal to, so that's where it works. That's where it will be defined. We look over and okay, well, it says -x minus 4. So, -x minus 4 would be great, except we just said that x has to be 2. So what's -2 minus 4? What does that equal? That's just -6. So we plug in the 2 in that section, -2 minus 4, which is -6. And then we don't really write all this down. They don't want that in the answer. But that's how we got the answer. Next, one more here. All right, when f is 0, or when x is 0, f of 0. When x is 0, is that less than -4? Nope. Is it greater than 1? Nope. So 0 is not bigger than 1, and it's not less than -4. So they're not telling me what happens at 0, and since they're not telling me, they are not defining it, so that would make it undefined. You just click that button, undefined. Boom. And then they show you the graph of what's going on here. So here's the graph. And at 0, the graph doesn't touch the y-axis at all. It doesn't touch that value. So it is undefined at x equals 0. Kind of cool. All right, next section. Level 1, both regular and honors algebra 2 are working on this one. So let's do this one together. Graph the following function on the axes provided. Okay, now here's the trick with this. Understanding how to use the math and remembering how to graph. It's two things, right? Remembering how to graph things and using the website. If it would help you to have Desmos open at the same time, that's great. I'm going to show you how to do it with and without Desmos open at the same time. So without Desmos open, I know that this is just a line and it starts down, y equals mx plus b. So it starts down at -5, and the slope, because it says -x, it's going to go down 1, right 1. So it starts at -5, it goes down 1, right 1, down 1, right 1, etc. So that's the general shape of that part. Now I got to see when it works. It only works when x is less than -1. So they're talking about here, and it says here to click the line to delete it, click an endpoint to change what it does on the end. I want this to be an arrow. So I'm going to click it, turn it to a dot, click it again, makes it an arrow. But this only works until -1. So I need it. Let's see, let's get rid of, let's make this an arrow on this end just for a second. And let's get rid of this guy. But now what I really want is I want something to happen here at -1. So that didn't do me very good. Let's try again. -1. There we go. Arrow. Open circle because it does not equal to. And next one. Greater than 2, -x. So -x plus nothing. It starts at 0. And it goes down 1, right 1, down 1, right 1, down 1, right 1, down 1, right 1, down 1, right 1. But we only want this to start when x is greater than 2. So I really need to start right here and make sure I got the right slope. Arrow going that way. Open circle here. And let's check it on Desmos, shall we? Now you'll notice the way that we have to tell Desmos, we have to put brackets on to let it know that it's a piecewise function or that there's constraints on the equation. -x bracket when x is greater than 2. And let's just check to make sure it looks about right. So it's over here at -1, pretty close to -4. Yep. And 2, pretty close to -2. Yep. Looks pretty good to me. Let's try it. Boom. Next. All right. So I'm going to try and do this without Desmos. It just equals 4. Y just equals 4 from -6 to -3. So 4 from -6 to -3. And it's or equal to, so closed there, but not equal to, so open here. That's x plus 5 from -3 to 4. So normally my line would start at 5 and have a slope of 1, up 1, right 1, up 1, right 1. But that starts at -3 and only goes to +4. So right here. Oh, there we go. Open circle here because it's not underlined. Close circle here because it is underlined. And let's check it. And we're good. Now if you wanted to check it on Desmos, or when, I don't put on here, y equals 4, bracket, -6, less than or equal to x, less than -3, y equals x plus 5, with the constraint that -3 is less than x, which is less than or equal to 4. And make sure it looks about right, and yep, we're good. All right. So let's go to another, and if you want help, they have videos inside here too. Okay. So that is level 1 piecewise functions. Let's go ahead and look at level of graphing piecewise nonlinear, and then AA, I'll make you an extra video to help you with this one. Okay. So again, we're going to be graphing, but there's different shapes this time, which is pretty cool. So x minus 1, if you're not sure what that looks like in general, just type it in Desmos if it freaks you out a little bit. X minus 1, it's a line. Okay. And I want it to happen from -1 to 2. So from x equals -1, there's that point, and then -1, -2, and then all the way up to x equals 2, and that's at 1. So I got to go from -1, -2 to 2, 1. -1, -2, and I need a line down 1. There we go. And then it says now, I'm going to hit done with that. But now I'm going to edit the ends, which I really like how this does it. So it's saying from -1 to 2, which I love this. I think it's amazing. And then we tell it if it's open or closed circle. So closed and closed. Next, I need to do this guy. So this time, x minus 5 squared, that's going to be a parabola, but if you don't remember, type it in to see. There's the shape, right? So I need that, and I need to move it right 5. Right 5, and then I'm going to restrict the domain so that's greater than 2. And I think I'm finished, and I hit submit answer. Oh, I made a mistake somewhere. Let's see what happened. Ah, I said greater than 2, but this is a closed circle and I need it to be open. So if you click on it, that'll change it to either an arrow or an open circle, and boom. There we go. Okay, one more. So if you're not sure of the shape, you can always just type it in here, see what happens. Y equals 2 gives you a horizontal line. And it says I want a horizontal line at 2 only for x less than or equal to 0. So just this left side. But I need to click on that circle to make it open because it is not or equal to. Now let's do the next one, x minus 1 squared. If you don't remember that shape, that family is the quadratic family, and it is a parabola. So here's my shape, and I need to move it right 1. I'm going to hit done, and now I've got to get the right domain, greater than or equal to 0. So I want it to start at 0 and then go right from there. It is or equal to, so I leave it as a closed circle and hit submit. Ta-da! All right, so there's the gist of it. Okay? All right, AA, I'm going to do one more video for you.